Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be taking a look at a very interesting question. It's something that's been on my mind since the end of the Atlanta Falcons game, and I certainly think it should be brought up going into week number 3 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that question is, should the Bucs be worried about their pass rush? So, if you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button if you do enjoy these types of videos, and leave your thoughts about the Buccaneers pass rush down in the comment section below. We have a lot of advanced stats to go through. I'm going to be breaking some of this down and talking about what they all mean. And let's start off with this stat. How many times have opposing teams thrown the ball versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers through 2 weeks? They played the Dallas Cowboys in week 1. They played the Atlanta Falcons in week 2. And yeah, if you watched the game, you would know that both the Cowboys and the Falcons threw the ball a lot. How many times? Well, between both those games, there have been 106 passing attempts against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2 weeks. That is the most in the league. Second is Dallas with 91. So the Buccaneers have a comfortable lead there. Why are teams throwing the ball so much against the Bucs? Well, part of that can be because the Buccaneers just have one of the best rushing defenses in the entire NFL. In fact, in terms of rushing yards per game, the Bucs are second right now behind only the Carolina Panthers. So really, teams may feel that they have no choice but to game plan to throw the ball a ton against the Bucs. We've seen both the Falcons do it, we've seen both the Cowboys do it as well. Part of that can be because some teams and, really some just people around the league and in the Buccaneers fan base and whatnot may feel that the biggest weakness on the Buccaneers defense is their secondary. Both these things can be factors as to why so many passing attempts have been made against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into some of these stats. And the next thing I want to look at is blitzing, right? We know that Todd Bowles loves to send the blitz. He loves to send the house. He does it all the time. How much has he done it so far this year? Well, Todd Bowles has blitzed opposing quarterbacks 50 times through 2 weeks. And that is good for a 44.6 blitzing percentage on dropback. So 44.6% of the time, Todd Bowles is sending the blitz. Those are both most in the NFL, by the way. The Washington football team is number 2 in terms of total number of blitzes with 32, so the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have 18 more blitzes than the number 2 team, and the Miami Dolphins are number 2 in blitzing percentage with a 40.8 blitzing percentage. So a little bit of a closer number there, but that is almost still a 4% difference. So it's not for lack of trying with Todd Bowles. He is sending the house a lot. Almost half of the time, Todd Bowles is sending a blitz. And I'll talk about that a little bit later and why that is potentially not working. But Todd Bowles, yeah, he's really sending the house. He is sending a lot of guys after opposing quarterbacks. Now let's look at hurry percentages. How often are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hurrying the quarterback on dropbacks? Well, the Buccaneers have 6 total hurries through 2 games. That is tied for 10th in the league. Not bad at all, in my opinion. That certainly isn't bad. However, in terms of hurrying percentage, the Buccaneers are hurrying the quarterback 5.4% of dropbacks, which is 17th most in the NFL. Right around the average mark there. And yes, opposing teams are passing the ball a ton, but given how much the Buccaneers are blitzing and how much they really are sending the heat, you would think that that percentage would be higher, especially given how there are only 6 hurries on 106 attempts. The quarterback has only hurried 6 times. That seems a little low in my opinion. You would definitely want that percentage to be a little bit higher. Again, we will talk about why those numbers may be the way they are in a moment and what other teams are kind of game planning around versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass rush. On to knockdowns, however, the Buccaneers have accounted for 12 quarterback knockdowns through 2 games. That is the 3rd most in the league. 11.3% knockdown percentage per pass attempt, which is 7th in the league. The website that I used, which is Pro Football Reference, they count a knockdown as hitting the opposing quarterback down after the ball has been thrown. So those numbers are not bad. The quarterback throws the ball, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just get there and they knock him down. It gives a little bit of some insight into what's going on in terms of not getting to the quarterback quick enough. Again, we will get to that in a moment. The Buccaneers have only accounted for 2 sacks in 2 weeks, which is the second worst in the league. I believe the Packers are the only team that is worse, and they have 1 total sack. The Buccaneers are tied for second worst in the league with 2 sacks. 20 pressures, which is tied for 7th in the league, and tied for 21st in quarterback pressure per drop back percentage with 17.9%. So in terms of getting pressure on the quarterback, it is only 17.9%. That is, below average. The Buccaneers, again, considering how much they're sending the blitz, how much they're sending the house, that percentage should be higher, in my opinion, at least. A big smoking gun, and this isn't just for, opposing quarterbacks. This is whenever the ball is thrown and caught by a wide receiver as well. 16 missed tackles. That is 5th most in the NFL. Now, that can be after the wide receiver catches the football and then there is a missed tackle from, say, a linebacker or a cornerback, whatever it may be, but it can also count a pass rusher as well. And I know you guys have seen it. There have been a couple of times with Devin White, with some of these defensive linemen, some of the edge rushers, where they get a hand on a quarterback and the quarterback just sidesteps him, evades him, and then that counts as a missed tackle. I've seen it a handful of times, so I think it's safe to say a few of these are responsible with the pass rush. I think it's safe to say that a quarterback has done a decent job in terms of evading pressure and making defenders miss whenever they are coming to attack opposing quarterbacks. Finally, here, the last 2 stats I want to take a look at is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have given up 684 passing yards through 2 weeks, which is the 3rd most in the NFL, and 374 of those yards have come after the catch. That is the most in the league. The second most of this is the Dallas Cowboys with 299. Again, a comfortable lead there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in terms of giving up yards after the catch. And this is another kind of smoking gun in my opinion. 5.5 yards is the average depth of a target passing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is the 7th lowest in the NFL. So the average pass against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers goes 5.5 yards. All of this to say that really it seems like a short passing game has been opposing teams' game plans versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So what can we learn from all of these advanced stats that I just gave? I gave you guys a lot of numbers, a lot of percentages, a lot of decimals, all these other different types of things. So what can we learn from it? Well, the first thing that came to my mind whenever I saw this was Todd Bowles is blitzing a lot. Again, he's almost blitzing half the time. And how do you beat a blitz? You throw short passes. You develop a short passing game. You see the 5.5 average depth of target against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is a short passing game. You see the 374 yards of yak. That is also a short passing game. If you're sending guys on the blitz, you're going to get a guy open short. They're going to be able to get some yards after the catch and really work their way downfield. That, I feel, is what teams have been doing, have been game planning versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers through 2 weeks. The Bucs are sending the blitz. They're using a short passing game to counter that blitz. It's a good offensive game plan, to be fair, to counter what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Todd Bowles are doing. Another thing that they are doing to help defend against that blitz, they are utilizing the running back and the tight end to help pick up extra blitzers. We saw Ezekiel Elliott do it a ton in week number 1, similar thing with Tony Pollard. And then we also saw guys like Cordero Patterson and Mike Davis do it with the Falcons as well. You have an extra running back in there. Maybe you have an extra tight end in there as well to pick up those extra blitzers. It really is going to decrease the effectiveness of a Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass rush. So teams really are just working hard to beat the blitz. And here's the thing. To be successful with this Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass rush, they need to get to the quarterback faster. They need to start finishing on some of these pass rushing plays. Missed tackles on the quarterback have been crucial, I feel, in my opinion, for these lack of sacks, for these percentages being as low as they are despite the high blitzing percentages. Missed tackles from defensive linemen, from edge rushers, from middle linebackers, that has got to improve, and the Buccaneers just point blank need to execute better on the blitz. They need to get to the quarterback quicker. I'm looking at guys like Devin White, like Shaq Barrett, like Jason Pierre-Paul, because we've seen this from Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh. These guys have done a decent job of generating pressure and getting to opposing quarterbacks, but we need to see more from blitzers like Devin White, and we need to see more from edge rushers like Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul. Because here's the thing, Todd Bowles, he's not going to stop blitzing. He has been doing this, again, since he has become the defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is going to send that blitz, and it worked last year, was the big thing. What is the difference there? Well, teams have gotten better at opposing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers blitzes, and right now the Buccaneers just aren't getting to the quarterback fast enough, and the quarterbacks are able to stand in the pocket, react well to that pressure, and just get off the quick throw when they need to. And that's just kind of a perfect counter to what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are doing. Another big thing, however, is that the Buccaneers do need to get better at pass rushing when they don't send the blitz. Guys like Jason Pierre-Paul, guys like Shaq Barrett need to start applying consistent pressure along with Ndamukong Suh, along with Vita Vea, so Todd Bowles can ease up a little bit on the blitz, because that will make things better in regards to the secondary in terms of their coverage. And then when you do send the blitz, it will just be really, really good and more effective. If you can rush the quarterback without blitzing and get consistent pressure, it's going to be even more effective whenever you do send that blitz. Right now, the Buccaneers are sending the blitz, and it's not nearly as effective as it could be, because we need to see more from guys like Devin White, like Shaq Barrett, like Jason Pierre-Paul, Joe Tryon, and they've shown flashes, but they need to be more consistent with it. For as many times as opposing quarterbacks are passing the ball, and as quickly as they are getting the football out of their hands with the short passing game to oppose the blitz, quite frankly, the Buccaneers just need to get to the quarterback quicker. They need to stop missing on some of these tackles. Not a ton, but they need to start applying a pressure quickly. They need to stop missing tackles, and they really need to start finishing on these plays. Because right now what we're seeing is they're almost there. They're about a second or two late. If they can change that and get there a second or two quicker, we will see, in my opinion, dramatic improvement from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass rush. And I think that it is very much possible, because we've seen it work in the past with this same group of pass rushers. It's just all a matter of timing, chemistry, and just working on their craft and executing what Todd Bowles wants to do with this defense better. And I think you will really start to see improved results, not just with the pass rush, but honestly with the secondary as well, because it will make their jobs easier. So, should the Bucs be worried about their pass rush? No, I don't think so. We have seen this same formula work for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the past. It's all just a matter of executing it better, and getting there literally just seconds quicker will make the absolute biggest difference in the world, I think, for this Buccaneers pass rush. So, that's all I've got, guys. What do you think about all of these stats that I gave? I know that this was kind of a wordy, nerdy stat type of video, but hopefully I was able to break down these advanced stats and give you guys some insight into why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass rush isn't working and what they need to do to correct it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.